Welcome to Riverbend Talon on WBGZ. Brought to you by the Halpin Music Company.
Oh, and brought to you by Mr. Matt Van Voorhis of Macias Insurance Agency. And, go out to Halpin, buy you a really, really fancy guitar, then call up Mr. Matt Van Voorhis and get that guitar insured. That would really help keep this show on the air for, I don't know, at least another couple months. My name is Pigpen. This show is, of course, the Riverbend Talon, another Thursday night at 6 p.m. And we got a guest coming up tonight, a band called Hivemind, some young guys we're going to introduce you to. However, my co-host, Dennis, my partner in crime on this show, I'm his partner in crime. He started this show, brought me in. He is under the weather today, not had some sniffles, whatever, just taking the night off to make sure he didn't bring the sickness into the studio to get the rest of us sick. So he's going to be taking the night off, which means we have no idea what's going to happen for the next hour. Hivemind is coming up in about 25 minutes or so, but in the interim, of course, we're going to tell you all the great gigs going on around the Riverbend area this weekend. But I also brought in a friend, Mr. Jumpin' Johnny Scanlan, an old friend of mine and an old friend of the show's. What's going on, Johnny?
Oh, good evening, everybody. What a wonderful day we had today. Huh?
Oh, man, yeah. It was just kind of, we hit like a sunny patch there for a minute last week, and it was 70. It didn't feel like November even.
Oh, Indian summer.
It was so nice. And then all of a sudden today, it kind of overcast. It was just a little change. It felt a little more fall-y today.
A little more
like
fall, but hey, we're in November, right?
Man, that week when it was hitting the 70s, it was like, whew, I love this. Usually we go straight from summer straight into winter, and man, what a
beautiful fall we had last week.
Oh,
it was
yeah.
just amazing.
Spent a lot of time just walking on the river road over on Ellis Island, out at the Nature Institute.
Nice.
Yeah, La Vista, I love that place too, but that hill's,
Absolutely.
makes me work. But anyway,
Beautiful.
Thanks so much for being here. Jumpin' Johnny Scanlan, man, we first had him in, I think, as an artist, our first year on the air. Talked about his art career because you double major in art.
That's correct.
Man, you walk in your house, it's full of art. I wonder why. Because you always do art.
I got to be doing something.
All right. Then we had you come back in to talk about your music career, always playing with multiple bands around the area. So let's right now go over the current bands that you're jamming with.
Oh, right on, man. This weekend, Saturday, I'm playing at Chubby's with the Riverbend Classics Band.
There you go. Now, you've been jamming with those guys for a while.
Long time, like off and on 10 years, in different forms. But,
right.
Yeah, Tony Phillips, Darren Summers, and Doug Wolfer on guitar.
Doug Wolfer. I know that guy.
Oh.
You still got that maroon SG?
Yeah.
Yeah, love that one. Love that. So, you're playing with him at Chubby's?
Chubby's, yeah, from 6 to 10 this Saturday.
There you go. And it's the Riverbend Classic Band, so it's classic rock.
Absolutely.
It is your good old favorite classic rock songs.
Yeah.
Just like they play on My Mix 94.3, our sister station.
Hey.
So there you go. A shameless plug there for the sister station. Anyway, who else you playing with?
Yeah. I've got a gig coming up here. Let's see, with Everheart and Light. Going to be out at Bakers and Hale November the 28th.
Oh, yeah.
So I'll be with Paul and Lisa. That'll be a fun one.
Now we've had Paul and Lisa on the show. They were they used to run the Shakers down there, and what a great place that was. A lot of good shows going on there.
Absolutely, still some good shows down there. I understand too.
Oh no, yeah. With the 2020. Every place has been a little hit and miss this year, but they're going to come on super straight. The minute they're allowed to actually go full force, I think that place is going to pop.
It is. It's going to happen.
Oh, yeah. So Lisa, a fabulous musician. Paul, oh my gosh, did not realize that guy's backstory.
Oh, yeah.
Because I've never really hung out with Paul much. I've seen him play a little bit around town and always thought he was a good player. But
yeah, he was one of those guys around here that actually went out to California and then kind of made a name for himself out there, got on Star Search and that kind of thing. It was big thing back in the day, and
that was the America's Got Talent or the Voice of or whatever, that was where you went to
the voice of the day, if you will. But it was with bands playing original music, and so they were competing against other bands and doing their own thing to boot. So
and that had Ed McMahon on it.
It did. He was actually the MC of the show.
Right, I remember that.
Yeah,
been a while back, but so Paul, you're jamming with Paul and Lisa. Where you guys playing at again?
We'll be at Baker's and Hale on the 28th of November. That'll be a fun one. We'll have probably Johnny Francis playing drums for us.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Does you don't have to tell me on the air, but do you get some free food when you play at that place? Because I love their food.
I'm telling you, that's part of the deal, I think. And the food is fabulous. I love playing the venue. If you haven't been out there, come on out. I've played there several times now. It's a great place.
I've seen a few bands play out there. I got to see Jason Gordon do his one-man show out there.
Man,
you said that it's always kind of fun to have the bands play, but man, Sunday brunch. Oh, I know I haven't been out there since the whole social distancing. I don't think they're doing the brunch the way they used to. Man, they get good food out of Baker's and Hale. So get out there. What was the date on that?
November the 28th.
November 28th. Get out there.
Thank you.
And eat some food and check out Everheart and Light.
Right on.
What else you got going? I know you got more bands.
I probably have one more here this year. I'll be out at Baker's and Hale with Everheart and
No, we already said that one.
With that one.
You got Mars Needs Guitars?
Oh, I do have an MNG. Yeah, Mars Needs Guitar. I'm playing December the 5th. We're going to be at the Backdoorman's Clubhouse.
That must be their toy drive.
I think it is, and it's always a fabulous party. If you guys get a chance, come out to that. We've got Brad Hampton, I think, is going to back us up on drums, and it's always a blast playing in a group with Brad.
Yeah, Brad, he's just a good dude and an amazing drummer.
Absolutely.
That boy got rhythm.
Yeah.
All right, well, that's what Jumpin' Johnny's got going on. That's a lot of stuff.
Thanks, man. Yeah.
We're gonna sit here now and talk about what's going on around town, because some of the stuff that is on this list has already started, and usually Dennis is here to remind me that to get to the list quick, and sometimes I get sidetracked because that's how I am. There you go. See, every Thursday night down at Morrison's Irish Pub, and I'm assuming now. With things the way they are, you might want to go to cottonmouth.org and you can check the links there. All these gigs will be listed there, and if you want, before you go out or while you're out, make sure that they're actually still going on. You can click on those links and he updates them regularly. So, but if all is well, sea shanties are going on down there, and it's these sea shanties sing-along. You get to drink Irish whiskey and sing along. Have you been down to a sea shanty sing along?
I haven't been yet, but that sounds like fun.
So they got some musicians playing, and they sing these old Irish songs that are very repetitive chorus, and the whole bar sings along. And even if you don't know the songs, are the kind of songs you can kind of join in.
Oh, I love a good sing-along. So. Sounds like fun.
Yeah, good times down there. Open mic night right down the road from that at the Région Occasion with Jamie Dunn. So if you're the kind of picker that's been thinking about getting out and never know how to get started, open mic nights are always a great place. If you've been writing songs and you're not sure where to debut them, open mics are always a good place.
Absolutely.
And sometimes if you're just looking for other people to jam with or other people to write songs with, open mic nights, good place to go.
Great place to go.
There you go. Raging Cajuns open mic night with Jamie Dunn happening right now. Get on down there. Also tonight at Fast Eddie's Bon Air from 6 to 10 p.m. Across the Line will be jamming out. Here we go. Free karaoke contest. $50 to the winner. That's happening at Hyams Bar in Alton from 7 to 9 p.m. tonight. So if you got the vocal cords, maybe you want to get out of here and run down.
I think you and I ought to get down there and do our duet.
I say we do Bridge Over Troubled Water as we gaze into each other's eyes.
I don't think it gets any better than that.
It would be worth a laugh. I don't know if we'd get $50 out of it, but I think we would get a laugh or two.
Hey, we'll give it a go, man. Let's try.
So that's happening at Hive's, a karaoke contest. Free to enter, $50 to the winner going on. Open mic night with Everhart and Light at Bakers and Hale, 6 p.m. tonight. As we were saying, good food. Get out there, get some good food, and open mic night with those guys. You could jam with Paul Light, who was on Star Searching, who had McMahon.
You sure can. And Lisa tells me it's every Thursday for a while. So
and that would put you jamming with Paul Light, who played on Star Search with Ed McMahon, who within 2 or 3 steps, I'm sure, touched Kevin Bacon, and that puts you in the 7 steps from Kevin Bacon. I don't know if any of that's true.
Better get out there.
Get out there. There you go. What else we got going on tonight? Dave Horton's Acoustic Music's going on at the Prairie Inn in Dorsey, Illinois.
Nice.
The Graham Band. I don't know. I've never heard of those guys. They're probably not very good.
They're like everywhere, aren't they? I mean,
Right.
How do they do that?
Yeah, the Graham Band. They are human jukeboxes. Request a song, $20, probably 20 American dollars. Says they'll play it. I don't know. I don't really have 20 American dollars. That's
Money does talk.
But no, I'm just saying. Those guys can play just about anything. So there you go. That wraps up your Thursday evening in the Riverbend area. Moving on to Friday. What do we got going on Friday? Jake Weber and the Lonesome Drifters bringing that hellbilly sound down to Chez, Maryland. Some rowdy. Actually, they play a lot of like rowdy hillbilly music, but they really any kind of country. They can cover all of it.
They do some wonderful country.
Yeah. What else going on Saturday night? This Saturday night, karaoke going on 9:30 at the Third Shoot in Alton. Champagne Fix is happening down at Fast Eddie's on Saturday. Mm-hmm. Screaming Eagles Jam Band. Wow, I do not know those guys, but that's happening at Bakers and Hale, so I'm going to try and maybe get out and check that out. That sounds pretty awesome. Screaming Eagles Jam Band. I love jam bands.
It's a great name.
Yeah, and I hopefully it feels like a roller coaster when you listen to them.
There you go.
A lot of ups and downs. Yeah, I'm just saying. So there we go. What else is going on Saturday? We got the Strangers going on at Big Daddy's in Edwardsville Saturday night. Again with Dave Horton's Acoustic Music. He's a busy man. He's always playing. He's going to be at the Bella Vista Winery in Maryville on Friday evening. I'm sorry, have I been saying Saturday? Oh my gosh.
Well, we're still
all
on
of
Friday.
This is Friday. I said Saturday on those last couple ones, and I'm wrong. The Screaming Eagles Jam Band is on Friday evening.
Yes, sir.
The Strangers is also on Friday evening, and Dave Horton Acoustic Country is Friday evening at the Bella Vista Winery in Maryville. Yeah. I think I said Saturday on some of those. Sorry about that, people. You know what? You can clear up all of these mistakes if you want to by going to cottonmouth.org. First thing that's going to pop up is every one of these gigs in order of the chronological order of how they're being played, dates. So there you go.
Right on.
My apologies as always. Also Friday night, November 13th, which is a Friday the 13th, John Evans is going to be at George's Local Brew up in Jerseyville, Illinois.
Oh, nice, yeah.
Go up and get yourself a proper dirty martini up at George's Local Brew. And all the frog flippers need to head to DJ's in Jerseyville because Flip the Frog's going to be there Friday the 13th. Oh my gosh, Friday the 13th. I'm cursed on it. Friday the 13th is going to be pretty happening. That's quite a bit of stuff going on. So
a lot happening.
There we go. That wraps out the Friday evening in the Riverbend. Man, you play at any of those places we've been talking about, Johnny? Let's see.
I have.
I am sure you played down at Chez, Maryland.
Absolutely. I love playing the Chez.
Yeah.
Bakers and Hale here recently a few times. So,
there you go. There you go. So
we're just getting out again. The COVID's kind of had everybody, at least all my gang's kind of been hanging close to home and working on some new material. So we're excited to get out this week.
Oh, yeah. I think all of the musicians are really wanting to play, and all of the fans are really wanting to see it. But nobody's really wanting to get sick, so
absolutely. I know. So, we're trying to be safe.
Yeah, and that's why Dennis isn't here tonight. He was not feeling well and didn't want to bring any sickness into the and then spread it around, and we all appreciate that.
That's right. Get well, Dennis.
Yeah, absolutely. That's Mr. Jumpin' Johnny Scanlan sitting in with me tonight, helping me out here go through these gigs. And, of course, we got Hivemind coming up, in about another 15 minutes. But first, we got to talk about what's going on Saturday and Sunday. Saturday, I don't know if you know about this one. This is a big one. This is going to be some take you like by surprise. But Saturday night, November 14th, at Chubby's, the Riverbend Classic Band's playing.
Wow, I like those guys. I might get after that.
You probably won't make it down there that night. You'll probably skip that one.
I better not.
I bet, yeah. Jumpin' Johnny Scanlan and will be performing with the Riverbend Classics Band 6 to 10 p.m. at Chubby's on Saturday, November 14th. That is this Saturday. Also going on Saturday, we got a few cancellations. Here we go. Hall, Francis, Everhart, and Lowenstein, 8 p.m. at Chez, Maryland. It's like an all-star local band going on there.
Yeah, those guys are good.
I mean, all of them but Lowenstein are really good at what they do.
That Mikey.
Did I say that on the air? I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Oh, I love that guy.
Oh,
He's
my gosh.
Great bass player.
Not only that, his singing voice, man, especially those high harmonies when he's like doing the
Ready for Love and some of those.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Yeah.
I guess he knows his way around a bass fretboard.
Mikey's awesome.
Oh yeah. Here you go. Here's one a name you know, Nate Sickmeyer.
Yeah, Nate.
Yep, Nate Sickmeyer Company. So you play with his dad, Lyndon Sickmeyer.
I played with Nate and Mars Needs guitars. He's a former member.
He and still every now and again, sits in. But the fun thing, if you haven't seen Nate play, I want to tell you this is the fun thing about Nate. He's going to have like 15 instruments sitting around him, chances are.
Yeah.
And he will pick every one of them up and play them.
He is a master.
He can play so many instruments so well, I am green with envy.
I haven't heard him play the horn in a while.
But he can do it.
Oh, he's amazing.
I am totally green, either with envy or too much medicine. I don't know. One of the two. I don't know what's happening here, but yeah.
Let me just interject. I think I have a photograph of Nathan when he was like 2 years old, still in diapers, and playing a Mickey Mouse guitar. Okay, I gotta find it. I'll post it.
Oh man.
Yeah, I've known him that long, and we
That's
knew he
hilarious.
was gonna be amazing.
Yeah, and he is. Nate Sickmeyer and Company, 1 to 5. At Fast Eddie's Bonaire. And then Champagne Fix will follow them up 6 to 10 p.m. down at Fast Eddie's. That is Saturday, November 14th.
Right on.
Trying to keep my days straight here, people. I do not have Dennis here to keep me on track. So, Saturday. Here we go. R&R Entertainment will be at Third Shoot. I don't know. It doesn't have any explanation. It could be a burlesque show. It could be a comedian. Probably a DJ, I'm guessing. I'm not sure.
Okay.
Although they usually do their own karaoke and teriyaki and all that. But
now, what is karaoke? I'm getting confused.
So I believe I would take a guess, and someone named Tara is in charge of the karaoke.
I see.
That's just a guess. Okay. You know what? Here we go. Tommy Fleming, text me the answer to that question if you're listening. He would know exactly what's going on.
Tara.
There we go. So, meanwhile, a band that I'm sure you know and love, a number 4 combo.
Awesome.
Man, those guys are good.
Smoking.
7 p.m. at Baker's and Hale. They're really pulling in some good music out there. Good job, guys. Flip the Frog. All the Frog Flippers head to the Oasis in Carrollton. It's a bit of a drive, but totally worth it if you're into frog flipping.
Flipping them.
Flipping them frogs. Not licking the frogs.
Flipping them.
I'm not licking toads. No. The old double negative. No. Also, Saturday evening, Midwest Avenue, 7 to 10 p.m. at George's Local Brew. I don't know if they're still doing it, but they've been having their shows up on the rooftop there.
No
That's
way.
right on the main drag in Jerseyville. They got a flat roof, and what an interesting way to handle the pandemic years, to just put the bands on the roof.
Oh, I love it. It's like the Beatles.
Yes, it's like the Beatles. Yeah. So we got the Intrusion, which this band has made a complete intrusion into the local music scene because they just came out of nowhere and they play constantly.
I almost wore my Intrusion t-shirt. I actually got the very first one. They played my birthday this year.
There you go.
Love
there you
them
go.
guys.
Yeah, that man, a good bunch of kids there. And I'm going to tell you, I've only seen videos of them. I was supposed to see them play at Bush Fest. It ended up raining so bad that it didn't happen. They were the only band that, unfortunately, that didn't get to play, but they didn't get it on stage because of the rain. I have seen a few videos, and they're doing things like they're kids, but they're doing things like Pink Floyd. I'm sure if they were hearing this, they'd be like, "We're not kids, we can drive."
Yeah, right.
But,
we can vote. Come
right.
on.
But seriously, they're fairly young.
Yes, they are.
And man, they're playing really good picks of music.
Yes, they are.
I love it when I see young kids choosing amazing music to play.
I'm totally with you. Yeah, these guys are. If you haven't seen Intrusion yet, get out and check them out. They're worth your time.
Yeah, they're going to be at Uncle Al's up in Jerseyville on Saturday night, and like I say, young kids picking older tunes. Last summer, Jason Gordon came to town and played down right next to Bluff City Grill, and it was an all-star lineup. I don't know, he had 15, 20 people sit in with him, and they covered Neil Young's song Harvest Moon, and there was a Harvest Moon that night. It was a beautiful choice, and I told him, I said, great choice, and he goes, I didn't pick that, the kids did. He had his nieces playing with him, and I thought, they're so young, how do they even know? Thanks to all the parents who are showing their kids that music, and man, you kids are really catching on to some good stuff there.
Absolutely, thank you.
Yep. We got Noble at the American Legion Post, and I believe that's in Kane, Illinois. I believe that's Dean Bush's new band. So yeah.
Oh, well, I played in a band with Dean.
I know. That's why I brought it up. Cricket and the Grilled Avocados. He was the original drummer for that band. That is
correct.
Yeah. Noble, I believe that's his new band. They're going to be playing at the American Legion Post 1038 in Kane,
get out
Illinois.
And see them for sure.
Yeah. What else we got? Ivan John Band, 7 to 3 p.m. at the Grafton Winery on Saturday. Laney and Julie, I've not got to see them yet, but man, they play a lot. I see that name constantly, so going to have to make it out to see Laney and Julie. They must be good as often as they play.
Yes.
They're going to be at Big Daddy's in Edwardsville on Saturday night. Jonathan Baker at the Global Brew in Edwardsville. What else we got? Acoustic Element, 6 to 9 at the Bella Vista Winery in Maryville this Saturday. Is that right? Nope. Yeah, we also got at the Oyster Fest with Boulder Dash. All right. The Boulder Dash Duo. I'm sorry. Oyster Fest with the Boulder Dash Duo, 2 p.m. at Who Dats in Collinsville.
Say that 3 times real fast.
Who Dats? Who Dats? See, I like that. I like a challenge. We got Flipside, 8 p.m. at Tegan's Pub House in Granite City.
Yeah.
Dead Man's Bridge, 9 p.m. at Kelly's Corner. That's at Pocahontas, Illinois.
I love that name.
Now, this one has been postponed. Anyone who was going to the Black Oak, Arkansas, and Chrome and Steel, Scott and Michelle show, and Torchlight Parade, all those guys playing, that has been postponed. So check that out. I think you can go online and find out when. I don't know when, but don't plan on going this weekend. It's not going to happen.
Too bad.
Yeah, Red Flag has postponed that for now. That takes care of the Saturday night information. That's the 411 on your Saturday night in the Riverbend area. Moving on to Sunday.
Whoa, looky there.
We've got a guy, I don't know who this is, Matt Tall.
Yeah.
Don't know who that is. Some new guy on the scene, I guess.
Ooh.
Some Johnny come lately. No.
I love that Americana.
Yeah, Matt. Oh my gosh, Matt Tall. Everybody in the music scene around here knows him, whether it's from his old days with Stubblefield or what he's been up to lately. Five and Dimers, Folkhead, so many bands through the years. But Matt Tall will be playing in one incarnation or another from 3 to 6 p.m. on Sunday at the Lovejoy. And that's the Lodge Bar, which is behind Lovejoy Outdoor. Nice little place to see bands going on there. Patrick White, 2 p.m. at the Beer Garden at Max in Alton. There you go. So Patrick White happening at Max. There we go. Open mic again with Paul Light at Chez, Maryland, 3 p.m. on Sunday.
Whoa.
Nate Sickmeyer and Company back down at Fast Eddie's on Sunday from 1 to 5, and then the Truckers will follow them 6 to 10 p.m. at the Bon Air.
Nice.
Scott and Carl 2 to 6 p.m. at the Grafton Winery. My buddy Kurt Copeland's going to be at the Aries Winery in Grafton at 1 p.m. His band Roaming Home. I don't want to just say Kurt Copeland because his band Roaming Home is going to be there. And I think Kurt actually hates it whenever people say Kurt Copeland and Roaming Home because he's like, it's not my thing. It's like we're a band.
Right.
But he's a fairly well-known fella. Matter of fact, he's going to be our guest live next week with us talking about some of his upcoming things.
Sweet.
Brad No, 2 p.m. at the Bella Vista Winery in Maryville. Jeremy Drake, 3 p.m. at Big Daddy's in Edwardsville on Sunday. Ryan Michael Holsting, 5 p.m. at the Cabin at Judy Creek in Glen Carbon this Sunday. Isaiah Christian, 2 p.m. at Wild Pickens. And then little known fact, 1:30 at where? Who Dats in Collinsville on Sunday. It's spelled who and then D-A-T-S.
That's Who Dats.
That's Who Dats. And it's hard to just say, oh, little known fact will be at Who Dats. And it's Who Dats. Yeah. I don't know why. I'm sorry. That takes care of our Sunday in the Riverbend area. Also, November 16th on Monday, we're going to have Piano Joe, 6 p.m. at the Prairie Inn. And also, I want to mention every Wednesday, Matt Tall, as we mentioned, is at JJ Thermos every Wednesday. And that's like a directly after work kind of thing. I think like maybe 6 p.m. it starts. 5 p.m. maybe even, I don't know, but it's kind of like, happy hour right after work, not like go out late on a Monday night kind of thing. So.
I love them early starts.
Oh, yeah, get down to JJ Thermos, and I believe you can have a few beers, walk down the road, and they got a place where they let you drink beer and throw axes.
Throw axe? Well,
yeah, there's an axe-throwing bar. Get drunk and throw axes at big targets. I don't know what the insurance runs on that. We'd have to ask Matt Van Voorhis from Macias Insurance, our sponsor, a question like that. Hey, sorry to my missing my partner, Dennis Laird, who's not here tonight. He is not feeling well. Got the sniffles or something, and just didn't want to come in and spread any germs. And believe in me, all of us appreciate that. I appreciate Jumpin' Johnny Scanlan being here.
Thank you.
Helping me, giving me somebody to talk to and bounce off of.
Just sitting at home doing nothing, so thanks. Got me out of the house.
You're right down the road from me. We're a couple of Godfrey guys, so, it was easy to fly on by.
Yeah,
I like to, anyone who knows Jumpin' Johnny would know this, but I'm going to tell you, we mentioned he's an artist earlier. When you sit on his front porch, he's especially in like the spring and summer, it's like he's done art with plants. Grapevines and gourds and things hanging out, making this like wall. I love sitting on your front porch hanging out during that time.
Thanks, man. It's my little piece of Eden.
It is. It's absolutely beautiful. And like I say, you're an artist. You've basically done art with plants there. I have topography, we will call it.
Well, I believe we're all artists, and life is our art. And whatever we do, that's what we are.
Everything is art, and art is not eternal.
Unfortunately, we are not.
So there you go. So I took that art is not eternal from Ken Kesey after the Further Bus when they painted it one time to go to a rally of some type, and it rained. Before the paint dried, it rained, and they had spent hours painting it, and they were all the pranksters were so bummed out, and he just looked at him and said, "Art is not eternal. Let's just go.
Yeah,
let's just go.
You're on the road.
There you go. So, hey, tell us again. You got 3 gigs coming up. You got a Mars Needs Guitars gig coming up in December.
Yeah, I have one. It's actually New Year's Eve too. I'm playing with. Riverbend Classics Band, New Year's Eve at Baker's and Hale for any of you guys looking for something to do New Year's. So let me go through it again. November 14th, Riverbend at Chubby's. November 28th, Everhart and Light at Baker's and Hale. And then December the 5th, I'll be at the Back Dorman Clubhouse with Mars Needs Guitars, Mr. Lyndon Sickmeyer, guitar extraordinaire.
There you go, man. Awesome, and Brad Hampton, drummer
extraordinaire.
Oh, my
God, one of my favorites, yeah.
All right, well, hey, thanks again to
welcome,
Mr. Jumpin' Johnny Scanlan for just coming down and hanging out with me. My best wishes and get well thoughts going out to my partner Dennis, who is home sick. Thanks so much to Halpin Music, our sponsor, and Mr. Matt Van Voorhis of Macias Insurance, our other sponsor. My name is Pigpen, and we will be back. We're going to introduce you to a local band, a kind of a young band called Hivemind. We'll be back with them right after this massage.
Riverbend Talent on the Big Z, brought to you by the Halpin Music Company and by Mr. Matt Van Voorhis of Macias Insurance. Pigpen.
Dennis?
Yes, sir.
We have a new band in the studio. You know, it's always fun when we got a new band because you just don't know what they're going to say. And these guys are weirder than most, I think, at this point. So I'm going to introduce you to Hivemind one by one. The band is called Hivemind. I just saw them play for the first time at Bushfest this past year and thought, got to get those cats in here and see what they're about. So we got the drummer Tyler right next to me. What's happening, Tyler?
Hell yeah. What's up?
We have Cameron, the guitar and vocalist, who's getting his ear whispered into at the moment. What's up, Cameron?
How's it going?
And DJ, the thumper of the bass. What's going on, Mr. DJ?
Howdy.
Howdy. How do?
Howdy.
That was a very cowboy-esque hello. Howdy.
I've been playing too much Red Dead.
Yeah.
So you guys make up the band Hivemind. Let's just kind of go back to the very beginning. So when you were in diapers and you were listening to your little Fisher Price music, have you guys? Let's start with Tyler right next to me. You always been into music?
Hell yeah, actually.
Like I mean, as a little kid, it was something that moved you.
Ever since I was a kid, my parents always put me in front of the TV, like MTV or something. They'd hand me like drumsticks or like spoons or something, and I just beat the crap out of something. So that's how I started drums.
And now you don't have any real technical training. You're a self-taught musician, so you basically learn from like watching the Flintstones and watching Bam Bam play or something.
Yeah, pretty much. Bam Bam taught me everything I needed to know. Shout out Bam Bam.
Bam's your biggest influence.
Bam
Bam. Dude, wouldn't you like to just get a hold of Pebbles? I mean, teenage Pebbles, not the little bitty ones.
Yeah.
You guys are weird, man. But that teenage Pebbles was hot.
Fruity Pebbles.
Like to get the canvas she was drawing on. I'd stain it up real good. Anyway, moving on, we got Cameron, the guitar player and vocalist. Cameron, now same question. You like as a kid, were you just immediately drawn to music, or what first brought you into going, man, this is what I want to do?
I was like not really into music really until I was like 15. Like my parents liked it, and so like a lot of the stuff that they listened to I got into later on. But I had a buddy of mine in high school also named Tyler, and he showed me the Arctic Monkeys, and that was like the first band I ever got into. And
I thought that was a euphemism. He showed you his Arctic monkey. I didn't know what we were talking about. Like, whoa, that's getting personal, buddy. You don't have to admit to that, you know.
It was in a freezer.
Oh man.
So you were a bit of a late bloomer on the music. So not really 15, still pretty young. But what were you into before that? Like video games and stuff?
Yeah, I was more into I played a lot of like video games for the most part growing up. That was like my thing, and I wanted to be like I wanted to be an animator when I was like younger, but
yeah.
I didn't end up sticking with it. I was like, well, I play video games a lot. I guess I'll just be a game designer or something.
That's how I was.
Yeah, I was like, well, you play a lot of games. I guess you gotta make them.
Hearing the
You're gonna
music,
play them, learn how to make them.
hearing the music in the game is what caught me. Though.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I wanted to be like into something video games at first, and I started getting into music. Kind of changed courses.
Yeah, I don't know for sure, but I would think being a video game designer, you would have more real, true artistic freedom than really making it as even an animator. I knew a guy who made it as an animator, went to college and worked for Walt Disney.
Yeah.
Got put on a major picture, and he drew 2 Indians over and over for months. And he said it wasn't fun. It was a real task.
Yeah.
To keep drawing the same 2 characters in different positions over and over for months on end. So I think with video games, you got probably a little more
They take I've heard like some game development cycles taking like 5 years to do and stuff. It's like, man, you'd be stuck with like just creating this like one game and like have to constantly play it over and over again for 5 years. Like,
oh yeah,
yeah, it's a lot of work.
and I'm not a huge gamer, but I do have a 14-year-old son and a 12-year-old daughter, so therefore I do partake in gaming every now and again. And some of the games they play, the maps are insanely large.
Yeah.
They are worlds that have been built. This, somebody, they didn't just randomly generate these worlds.
And
somebody took the time
all
to
so
program it.
detailed too, and it just gets more and more in depth.
It's crazy.
I walked in on my son the other day playing one, and I thought he was watching a basketball game on TV.
Yeah.
But then I saw the controller in his hands, and I'm like, that looks real.
Yeah.
Amazing stuff. So somewhere along the line, did you play Rock Band at least?
Yeah, I played Guitar Hero. I wasn't very
Hero, that was
good
it,
at
yeah.
it. I wasn't very good at Guitar Hero, but
But you can play a real guitar.
yeah, I'm a lot better at that.
This is what I told all the kids when Guitar Hero was huge and like all my nephews and nieces were playing it. I told them all, if you can do the Rock Hero thing, you can play a real guitar. You should probably buy a real guitar. And it's the same thing. You're just pushing buttons that make different things happen on time with,
It's what got Post Malone in the guitar. He said you play Guitar Hero. He's like, I want to play the real thing, and like got hooked on it.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
Honestly, it gives off the same sort of feeling when I hear the music.
So now, though, you didn't study music back in high school. You didn't get into it a whole lot till about 15. But now you are finally... you picked up the guitar. You're a guitar player and singer in the band, but you're also studying music now at Lewis and Clark.
Yeah.
What kind of classes you taking out there?
I'm going for music production, so I'm taking
Nice.
a class working on Pro Tools right now with my music director, Louis Michael. I have to take a theory class, and I don't know anything about reading sheet music, so I had to learn how to play piano. I had to take a class how to do that too.
Yeah. Now, when I took the music theory class with all the pianos in the room, Cheryl Hauk was the teacher. And there'd be 20 pianos in that room. And she'd have us all playing a scale at the same time. She'd stand in the middle of the room, and if somebody messed up, she would know which piano it was that messed up. What an ear! So me, being the kind of guy I am, I'd play real quiet. So if I do mess up, I'd hope she wouldn't hear. And she would call me on that and say, "You're playing too quiet over there. I can't hear you in the mix." What does she buy your ears? I want to buy ears that are that in tune to the world. So you know what though, if you're going to produce music, you have to know it, and knowing your theory would be a good place to start there. So now we're moving on to DJ. Last and probably least, I'm gonna go ahead and say,
Yeah.
Don't undersell
Be
yourself.
real.
we've got DJ. DJ was trying to get us all to play Spin the Bottle earlier. He's a weird monkey.
Oh, DJ.
Anyway,
Y'all are just lame monkeys.
better than an Arctic monkey. I mean, he can keep his trousers on over here. Anyway, DJ's
Cameron,
the
you're so cold.
you're the bass player of this band.
Yep.
However, you were the one who has some musical training early on in life. Let's say
I started playing the saxophone in the 5th grade.
that's early enough.
Yeah.
We'll call that early.
That's pretty early. Originally, I wasn't going to do it, and then after school, I walked up to the band teacher and was like, "Hey, actually, can I do this?" She was like, "Sure, okay."
I have to say, I love music. Not good at any instruments. Reed instruments and bowing instruments are the ones that are just the toughest.
It's all about the mouth positioning.
How long?
Say that again, slower and more sultry.
It's all about the mouth positioning.
Yeah, now we're talking. We rolling tape. I'm going to need a copy of that later. Now, anyway, yeah. Our good friend's son, Isaac Gruen, a trumpet player, was explaining 33 different positions to hold your mouth to properly get. And I'm like, I know one. Open and two. Open and close. Open and close. Yeah. So how long did you stick with that saxophone?
I stuck with it all throughout high school.
Nice.
And didn't continue after that. I was tired of playing the sax. Just the normal sheet music. I don't know. It got kind of boring for me.
So you do know how to read sheet music. Yeah. So you need to teach Cameron here. Be like, hey,
Well, he catches off.
Every good boy does fine. Face. I don't know.
That's exactly how I remember them.
Man, I'm having flashbacks, man. You're putting me through it. I need to step outside.
All cows eat grass.
He would be the trained ear, though.
We've all had to learn the anagrams or what, So there you go. Anyway, I had so you say I flashed you back literally like back in I don't know, back 7 years ago, whatever it was. I had a meeting with a guy at a station, KDHX over there, and I was just starting over there, and they didn't know me, didn't know who I was, and my first meeting, the guy had me flash back because he started with, so sound is vibration.
What a great starting point.
I started from the very beginning.
I came out of the uterus.
Part of me wanted to go, I think everybody in the world knows that already.
What a troglodyte.
It started year one. Dude.
Right, it was like this. We're not even talking sound 101. We're talking, yeah, right.
When cavemen invented fire.
Right. First, we were afraid of everything. Then we were afraid of fire. No, I don't know. Starting with the history of the world. Anyway.
Man.
So, when did you go from saxophone to bass? How did that transition happen?
I mean, well, it all started when I first saw the video of Cliff Burton playing on Day of the Green.
There you go.
I saw that and I was like, man, that dude's cool.
Right.
I want to do that. And then so I picked up guitar and I hated it. I hate playing guitar. And then I started playing, I sent it, bought a bass.
Ooh, less strings.
And less strings, bingo.
B strings are so overrated. Who cares about a B string?
Who needs them? Just cut it off.
Still got the G string though.
Oh yeah. But I saw that video and I was like, man, I really want to do that. And I started playing it. And the first song I learned was "For Whom the Bell Tolls," of course, because that's the video that was playing. And I mainly exactly. And then there was a bass player at the high school band, and I had no idea how to play stuff. And there was a guy that ended up teaching me some of the licks, and that's how I started playing bass, was off of someone else's bass, during like academic lab and stuff. And eventually he didn't really like it that I was playing his bass because one of his knobs ended up getting broke or something. He blamed it on me or something weird. I don't know. Anyways, I bought my own, and then I just really enjoyed playing bass, and yeah.
Sounds like that guy that you broke his bass. You just can't please people like that. Like, you broke my bass. You got grease on my strings. I know what you mean, man.
No, the knob was just loose, the little screw inside.
It's so dumb.
And he was like,
I know. But he gave you a start there. He
really did. Yeah.
He showed you your first steps, and then your bass. Did you actually play any bass in the high school band?
No.
Or just stuck with the saxophone?
I just stuck with
picked
the
it up
sax.
on the side, right? Now let's jump back to camera for a second, because I meant to say, you said you started out on drums, right?
Yeah.
Where did you start playing drums at?
Well,
when was that?
I started playing guitar first. Like, you kind of like what you were saying, you had a dude get you into it. I don't know. He's Gavin O'Brien. He's from the area. Right. He does like Elvis, and like does contests impersonating Elvis and stuff like that. I met him actually like through a family friend, and he showed me how to play like a G and a C chord. And he started like slaying like Geddy Lee like vocal lines all night. It's like, dude, this guy's like 3 years younger than me, and he's like way better at this than I am. Like, he's killing it, dude. Like, I want to start doing that.
If you can slay Geddy Lee vocals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I started playing guitar like for a couple years, or like a year or so, and I started playing drums because I wanted to be in a band, and like there's no drummers around.
Yeah.
I didn't know
that was the hardest person to find is a drummer.
Yeah, it's the hardest person in every band. It's almost easier to create one. Have you guys ever seen Weird Science? You can create chicks. You can. I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm all these flashbacks.
Actually,
just to make one instead.
There's so many like fake drummers. Like the guitarist would like. Well,
all you need is four on the floor and you're good.
Yeah.
If you can do a 2/4 beat, you can play anything. Kind of, but not really.
There's a difference between playing drums and being a drummer. Like, being dedicated to drums and being really good at it. It's like, I can play simple stuff.
Definitely.
Gosh.
You
I
gotta
can play
feel
drums.
it. You gotta feel it.
So there you go. You started on the guitar and you moved to drums. What pushed you back into guitar and singing?
We were jamming one night, and me and Lennon didn't know that he could play guitar. It was back when it was just me, him, and Lennon. Me and Lennon didn't know that he could play guitar, and he just picked it up and started tearing into riffs, and we were like, all right, yeah, you're playing guitar now. And then Lennon voluntarily hopped on drums. And
That's how we wrote our first song.
Yeah.
Like it was like the night
the
I
first
switched.
riff of our first song.
Like the night I switched to guitar, like we wrote the beginning of one of our songs and worked on it for like a year.
Yeah.
Our one song.
we weren't very efficient.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you guys did the old switcheroo. You went to guitar, he went to drums, and then when did you bring Tyler in on drums?
It was not very long afterwards. Like Lennon doesn't know how to play drums, so he's like, I'm not a drummer. Like I don't have fun playing drums. So he asked him because they were in that band before.
Yeah,
Split Ends.
So like the only time that we had ever seen Tyler drum, we only saw him do it once, and he just started jamming really fucking fast. Whoops. And then we remembered that he could drum, and we decided to invite him out, see how that went, and we decided to contact him, and yeah.
There you go. So one little session got you your spot, huh?
Pretty much.
And you didn't come in playing the spoons like you did in front of the TV in the early days yet. At what point did you go from just banging spoons on pots and pans to going, I'm going to get me a drum kit?
Probably, honestly, at the age of 16, 17. But I really honestly wanted to play guitar, so I tried to keep playing guitar, but that never worked out. My motion sensory in my brain only wanted to play drums. I had so much rhythm going on that I'd only play power chords the entire time.
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what, I gotta get me a drum set just to try it. And there was this dude, One Arm Bob, that I knew.
Come on. Hold on, was he a drummer?
Yes, he was a drummer. I'm not lying.
Did he play with a band called Def Leppard?
No.
I saw that guy one time.
No.
One Arm Bob. I'm sorry, One Arm Bob, if you're listening, but that's a funny name for a drummer. Okay, I'm sorry. Tell us about One Arm Bob.
He gave me my first drum set, and you know what? That dude could drum. He had one arm, but that dude could drum. We had no drumsticks, so he took a paintbrush or whatever, and he started playing with one paintbrush, one arm, and I was like, where did this guy come from? So he started teaching me what I know today.
Wow.
And I played on a really old drum set that was probably played back in the 80s.
Now, okay, so I just got to ask, like, okay, let's just say he's got his right hand. Is he doing it like where he's like hi-hat, snare, or has he got his snare on the ground doing it with a foot pedal?
That would be cool.
How did One Arm Bob, do you remember how he made it work?
This dude, I don't know, he had a technique to where it sounded like he'd be playing with two arms.
But he did, because if it was me, I would have my snare on one foot and my bass on
He did have a
foot.
prosthetic, though. He would put like a drumstick arm.
Oh, well, there you go.
He would do that, but
that's genius.
Sometimes he'd do it without, and I'd be like, it sounds the same either way.
I mean, look, I don't, obviously I don't want, dismemberment, although I hear it's a good paycheck. No, I don't know. But I always thought, if I was missing a hand, I'd want one of them where I could put screw a hook on, or, screw a saw on if I'm working,
Become
or a
drumstick.
Yeah. Just a big guitar pick. I don't know.
To become a horror movie villain, just like put like a chainsaw or something at the end of it.
It doesn't matter. Yeah. I'm not saying, that that's what I hope for, but,
It'd be super cool.
Yeah. I have dreams about it sometimes. It's really fun in the dreams, but, anyway, so you guys have very recently done a recording. First of all, it's a split recording with a band called Tom Thanks, right?
Yeah.
Okay, now tell us about how you hooked up with Tom Thanks.
We played a show at Score Records. Like Becca, the owner, had like a physical shop open for a little while.
And that was directly across the street from the studio that we're at.
Yeah.
And it was about as big as this studio that we're in right
now. My bedroom at my old house was bigger than her record store, and we had a show in there with 3 bands.
It was 3 bands.
It's probably realistically like this size.
Yeah.
And there had to be some stock of records.
Yeah.
And maybe a place to check out, so that's going to take up a little bit of the area.
Yeah.
And you had a band in there. 3 bands, but I'm sure all 3 of them couldn't fit in at the same time. A band playing. About how many people packed into that place?
I think it was 40.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
I don't know how
There were
many.
people
That's
outside.
insane.
Yeah, there's people
Like
outside.
in the building. How many people would you guess was in the building when it happened? when it
Probably
was going
like
down?
30,
I don't.
25,
yeah.
30.
Enough that you actually had a crowd surfer though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was a mosh pit.
There's a mosh pit and crowd surfing.
Enough where I was scared to turn with my bass because I knew I'd slap someone.
Yeah, I couldn't turn because the records were behind me.
Yeah. We had to just stand still.
Yeah, you'd accidentally crack someone in the head. They
Oh,
think
yeah.
you went all vicious on them.
Well, I know I hit one of your cymbals.
Yeah. I know, I
On
remember
purpose? Because
that.
that'd be cool. Like with the headstock. Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
I will say it was on purpose.
So you met Tom Thanks at that show
Yeah.
at
Yeah.
Score Records, and you guys kind of became buddies. Done more shows together since then?
No, we just played the one, but
Yeah,
But-
they came out. We played some shows at Bottle and Barrel, which is now the conservatory.
Right.
Their drummer Ryan came out and saw us, and like we stayed in contact with them. And then like back in May of this year, they messaged us and asked us if we wanted to do a split EP with them to put out during the summer. And it did not come out during the summer. It took a lot longer than we thought it would take.
But it is out now.
It's out now.
And it is a split. It's 3 songs by Hivemind, 3 songs by Tom Thanks. And where did you record it at?
We recorded it like at the Tom Thanks' drummer's house. His name's Ryan. We did it in his basement. Their guitarist Ethan is the one who recorded and produced it for the most part, and we sent it to get mixed like for vocals to Ryan Wasoba.
There you go. And then the art on the front of it done by Ethan Phillip.
Yeah, he was a buddy of Lennon who was in our band like before. He like does a lot of like art and like logos and stuff for us, like just sending us cool stuff. And he has a buddy named Ethan, and he sent me that guy, and he did the artwork for it.
Yeah, a lot of eyeballs on this little critter right here. I like that.
Yeah.
So there you go. Where can people, if people want to get a hold of this recording, where do they find it?
We have a stream of it on YouTube, on our YouTube channel, and our Bandcamp. We have it like on sale there. We have it on Spotify and all streaming services. There was an issue like with our band name because it got put on the wrong Hivemind account. And so
it made a new one.
Is it on
I
iTunes?
told you guys.
Well,
Yeah,
that wasn't the case. It made a new account.
yeah,
Right.
So
it just
DistroKid
didn't link up with
problems.
our account correctly.
Instead,
so
it started a second Hivemind
Yeah.
account
Yeah.
for you guys. It was
Yeah, so it's up, and I don't know if it's up right now, but we're like in the process of like putting it back up and making sure it's out and all fixed and everything, so people can look up us or Tom Thanks
Yeah.
and
There you
find
go.
it.
And now the Hivemind YouTube channel is Hivemind period.
Yeah, or it'd be Hivemind Band.
Hivemind Band. So just search that on YouTube. If people are wanting to find anything out about you, where can they? What social media outlets can they find you on?
We're probably more active on Instagram, which is Hivemind period band. We do like all the social media stuff, but that's the one that like we post stories and stuff and updates to. We have a Facebook under Hivemind Rocks, and we will post up. We do updates and events and stuff like that on there too.
Awesome. So there you go, and you have a show coming up, November 22nd at Red Flag.
Yeah.
So that's is that also with Tom Thanks?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
There you go. Thanks to Tom.
Thanks, Tom.
The turkey,
Thank you,
who I'm going
Tom.
to eat in a couple weeks, right around November 22nd. You guys, have you played Red Flag before?
No, this is
Nope.
our first time.
First time going over there. Okay. What is the? It's an all ages show, I think.
Yeah.
Is that
Yeah.
right? What's the price to get in the door on that one? do you know?
$12.
$12 to
12
get you in the door, and that is
Measly dollars.
Two bands. That's only $6 a band. You're not finding music cheaper in a pandemic. I mean, pre-pandemic, or if there is a post-pandemic, maybe it'll go to $4. I don't know.
Hopefully
I'm
it's
just
soon.
talking. I don't know. I don't know
Hopefully
what
it's
I'm
soon.
talking
Yeah.
about.
Red Flag, previously Foo Bar.
Yeah.
For those
Yes.
wondering, yeah.
Yes,
It's like
previously
two
the Foo
buildings down, I think, from where Foo Bar was.
Right.
Bar. So there you go. You guys got anything else that you would like our listeners to know about?
Make sure to check out Turd in a Cup.
Yeah, we have one song up called "Turd in a Cup" right now. It's
You
like,
can't say that on TV. Are we on TV? I'm sorry.
This is TV?
It's our number one hit single right now. But
With a bullet.
Tom Thanks have an EP they did already called Burial. That is like the stuff they did on this is like a lot heavier than that, but it's cool like pop punk stuff, and I really like a lot of the tracks they did on that.
Yeah, Burial is probably a really good album. If you like, if you like this EP, you'll definitely like Tom Thanks' stuff.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna have to get Tom Thanks in here.
Well, you know, I lost track of him once he moved to Greece. I used to get my adrenochrome from him. Oh, wait, that's Tom Hanks.
I got a file right here. Oh, wait a minute. What
You know, every time I look up Tom Thanks, Tom Hanks pops up.
Imagine that. He's looking for you guys.
that
You're about the
volleyball
age he likes.
He had relations with a volleyball, and nobody finds it weird.
Life
Everyone's
is
like,
like
"Oh,
sugar baby."
Life is like a box
You could
of
be Tom
chocolates.
Hanks' sugar baby. I'm sure he'd be down.
Tom Thanks.
all right,
Tom,
well,
if you're listening.
you got anything you want to know about these guys? Have we answered all the questions in your mind?
I think you did a good job.
in your hive mind?
Mm-hmm. My hive mind is satisfied.
My hive mind is Jones, and I got to get out of here.
My favorite is the people who are like, hive mind. It's like a beehive in your mind or something like that. Like, yeah, like totally, man. It's like, there's a beehive in there.
I got some honey in my brain right now, man. Yeah, it's cool. Anyway,
Beeswax in my ears.
Thanks so much for coming down and talking to us, letting our listeners know about you.
Thanks for
Check
having
out
us.
Yeah, thank you.
Check out their split EP. What's the name of this EP?
It's versus or just Tom Thanks versus Hive Mind.
Tom Thanks versus Hive Mind. And you can check these guys out on all the social media outlets. Just type in Hive Mind Band or Hive Mind period. The period's an important part.
Very important.
Very
Can't
important.
forget it.
Might become an exclamation point.
It's the most
We'll be like
important.
Panic!
Why not have both?
Yeah. Or a question mark.
For Hive Mind?
Hive Mind?
Hive Mind?
Ooh.
It's all
Someone
how you
write
say
that
it.
down.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go. Hey, thanks again, guys. Get out to Red Flag, November 22nd. It's an all-ages show. Check out Hive Mind and, of course, Tom Thanks. Their good buddies will be there. Thanks again to my partner, Dennis. And who else we got to thank?
Oh, Halpin Music and Matt Van Voorhis and Macias Insurance. They keep us on the air.
They are the guys paying to make all this happen. Big thanks to them, and thanks to all the listeners out there. Everybody remember, pandemic or no pandemic, do your best to get out and support local music and art